Meeting. Okay. Hello everyone. Happy to see all of you and welcome back to today's session. It is a special session organized by VODAN Africa and Asia. My name is Putu Hadi, and our focus today is still discuss on VODAN Africa and Asia's update and fair special journal update. As always, try to keep our mic muted during presentation to prevent background noises. If you have any questions while the presentation is going on, please type them into the chat box or raise your hand by the button of raise hand. So I will now hand over to Professor Miriam to lead the session. Professor Miriam, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Putu. Well, it really is a special session today. Can I share my screen, Putu?
Yes, you can share it right now, Professor Miriam.
Ah, great. So then here we go. It is exactly 1 year ago that we had our very first meeting, and I'm actually wondering who remembers the first session. Who was there? Francesca for sure was there, and Mariam, were you there, Putu?
I'm not sure I'm in the first session, Professor Miriam, because I'm in M4M session, I guess.
Right. Yes. So I thought it was time for a family picture. So I thought if we all put on our camera, then we can, yes, then we can have a family picture.
Okay, Professor Miriam. If
Can we do that now?
Yes. But I will repeat it once again. So, can you please turn on the video if it's like can do it. So wait a minute. I will check one by one, Professor Miriam, if so many. Yeah. Wait a minute.
So I can see Yelene and Araya, and there I can see Reginald. Oh, I see a lot of people. That is so nice. I don't know. Can we get this on one screen, Alia? I can see people.
Yes. 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 I can do that.
Can you?
I can do that, Professor. Yes. Yes. Wait a minute. So wait a minute. We are in the first page. So okay, I will take a picture of this.
And go to the next one.
Yes. Wait a minute. I want to save it. So and now
now I can see Francesca.
next one. Okay, I'll take a picture of this. Yeah.
Another one. Don't forget to smile, eh? That's very good. I think we have it, Putu.
Yes, we have it. Yes,
yeah.
we have it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
We'll send them. We'll send them. So, oh, I still had my, I stopped my share. So you were still seeing the, screen. So for the program today, we have lots to do. So I propose that we start with your team, Putu, for an update, and then we go to Aliyah and Samson and everybody else. I can share your, are you going to share your screen maybe, Putu, to take people through the documentation?
Yes, yes, yes. Wait a minute. Yeah, thanks. Can you hear me, Professor Miriam?
Yes.
Oh yeah, okay. Thanks everyone. I want to update on access and control, and it's really yesterday we have last week we discussed a lot with the coordinator and also person in charge with the for the health facilities communication, and so I will explain one by one in order to like and in a structural order, so it is more understandable for all of us. So first, for data processing agreement, so all of the countries are signed are signed the document, but these three countries I'm still waiting for the signed document. For Somalia and Tanzania, I've sent the document yesterday and to Dean Jamal and also Dr. Jeremia. But for Liberia, today I'm discussing with Dr. KBD and just send the signed document because Dr. KBD is quite new in our group. So I will let him to check the document first. So we are waiting for these three countries to sign the document, and then the next progress is now we have communication document for the ministries and health facilities that I have sent in the chat group in the group chat, and also you can find it on the main document of question interview tools. So and it's really big appreciate to Obina that made this for us, and also make it synchronized with the interview tools. So all of us can use, especially the coordinator and PIC in health facility communication, can use this document to communicate with Ministry of Health and also health facilities. And this is the update from the health facility consolidation and what is happening with health facility communication. So from Uganda, so PIC to communicate with health facilities is Mariam, and the status is two private hospital confirmed, and still waiting for the confirmation from the other hospital, especially for 13 from the government hospital this week. And the status is Mariam sent email to all of the government hospital to confirm the participation. So basically from Uganda is two private hospital confirmed, and from Zimbabwe, the PIC to communicate with health facility is Kuda, but the status right now is like Kuda is informally Kuda is communicate with three health facilities, but still still none of these facilities is formally confirmed, but only informally confirmed. So right now I didn't put there because it is still informally confirmed. So we will check it later. The news from Kuda, is it formally confirmed or not? And I think it's because the connection problem. Yesterday Kuda cannot update about this. And Kenya, PIC to communicate with health facility is Dr. Reginald, and status 3 hospital confirmed, and 1 hospital still waiting for confirmation this week. And the progress is really good that tomorrow Dr. Reginald will discuss the communication topic list on Wednesday with data steward. And for Somalia, PIC to communicate with health facility is Din Jamal, and status is still none of the health facilities confirmed because The problem is Din Jamal still discussed the list of health facility by coordinating with Ministry of Health, because they are centralized. So Ministry of Health will recommend which one is available to join. And from Nigeria, the PIC is Abdullahi Kawu, and 5 confirmed based on Abdullahi Kawu explanation yesterday. It's all of them are University Medical Center, and Abdullahi also have just sent a letter to Ministry of Health and communicate informally with the health facilities. And from Ethiopia, the PIC is EPRAM, and status still not confirmed, formally confirmed, but EPRAM have been sent invitation letter to 15 health facilities. And from Tanzania, Dr. Jeremia, the status is still none of health facilities join, because Dr. Jeremia given the letter and still planning for the training. So none of the health facilities still join. So total confirm is 10 health facilities, 2 from Uganda, 3 from Kenya, and 5 from Nigeria for now. And foreign communication tools can be found in this link. So all of the tools here, and also there is I make it more structurized. So right now it is more structurized, and also we can see what is the progress of the health hospital list consolidation right now. So that's all, Professor Miriam. Do you want to add something?
No, I think that was just very, very clear and excellent work, and very hard work in the group, and good leadership. I just wanted to say that yesterday we quarreled and fought that the people who are really leading in the relationship with the health facilities should really attend that meeting of Putu, because without health facilities, we don't have a minimal viable product. But then our prayers were heard. So everybody came on board, and I just hope that we can maintain that discipline, because it is the health facilities that really allow us to see whether, I mean, technically we will be able to do it. I have absolutely no shadow of doubt about it. So the key thing is, can we carry the health facilities, and can we explain properly to them what the advantages are of what we propose? So the meetings that Putu has every Monday are really important, and it was understandable because there was a disruption because of the storm. So everybody is completely forgiven, but thank you for attending yesterday. Everybody who has a role in facilitating the communications with the health facilities, please attend or send an apology and make an alternative arrangement. Also, Putu, yeah, and even myself, we work hard to prepare that, so we can't do much if we miss key people. So just with that plea, but I think your presentation was clear, Putu.
I would just like to add, Putu, thank you very much. That we have had a fruitful meeting with the team of Tanzania, with Dr. Jeremiah and Dr. Alex and Professor Miriam. And we have been able to actually have some very fruitful talks, and we have told them what we want and shared all the necessary documentations with them. So we can mark it that we have had an initial fruitful contact with the health facility in Tanzania, because Dr. Jeremiah is in Europe, but now we have a person who is local in Tanzania, Dr. Alex. I just want to add that update.
Thanks, Professor Francisca, for your update.
So the next session with Putu will be on Monday, and Putu will send the program for there, but we can really start making progress now on all of that, with all the material in order, and with Obina's awesome job on the very nice communications as well. So Putu, then we can go to Alia, who is doing an equally awesome job on the training to keep our timeline on preparing all of the templates and making sure that all of our data stewards are completely versatile and with full capacity to work on CEDAR template formation and vocabulary creation. So over to you, Alia.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. So hi, everyone again. So thanks a lot. Last Friday, we had a first training of data stewards. Basically, we have shown data stewards how to create templates and different artifacts in CEDAR. There was some issues with the internet and like the CEDAR platform, but I hope this will not be again this week or further on. So apologies for that for the all data stewards participating in the training. So it was really great session and we have given an assignment for all data stewards how to create their templates, OPD records for their own countries, and then I proposed if they if data stewards don't have the OPD registration forms for their countries, then they can contact me and then get an assignment from me. So this week we are going to continue with vocabulary selection. So how to choose vocabulary in CEDAR and what is the selection criteria for CEDAR terms. So this is basically it regarding the term. And do I have to give an update from yesterday's CEDAR meeting?
Yes, please, Alia.
Okay, so basically the main update from yesterday's CEDAR meeting was that since there is some low internet connection in some places, like in some health facilities, we proposed to have we can install CEDAR embeddable editor, but at the same time we can have bioportal installed locally, which can be good solution for the unstable internet issues. So and then to have our own not bioportal, VODAN portal, where we store all necessary vocabularies. So this was the one of the updates from yesterday's meeting. And then we have discussed the best selection criteria for the vocabularies, how to select and which kind of terms it's better to use in when we create templates. So that's basically it from my side.
Yeah, thank you, Alia, and thank you for really doing a most excellent job and for everyone to sign up and attending the Friday meetings. I know it's a lot and we are asking a lot with all these different meetings, but that is just so critical that we have this excellent group. How many people have you now signed up there, Alia? Is it about 60?
It's 31 data.
31.
Yeah, so, basically like 5 and 6 data stewards per country. So which is good. We have like people in backup.
That is just really, really excellent. So I can only commend everybody for really that initiative to join that. And Aliyah, you are doing such a very good job to simplify it and to make it really accessible. I have also a piece of information for you, because John was saying that he was willing to help you in preparation also of the assignments. He was just so happy that you were doing this and very, very excited. So he will be there for you in backup. And congratulations to everybody. Please keep it up and keep up with the assignments. I'm also intending to join that group. I'll be there also on Friday and from Friday on. So then we go to the feedback of Getu and Samson, who have been working on many things. And one of the things that I'm asking report back on is on the localization and testing of all the engineering for offline within residence. So who can I give the floor?
May I take the floor? This is Gator.
Gator.
Yeah. May I have the share screen capability?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, you can share your screen, Getu.
Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. I would like to give a short presentation on our progress so far. So our team, I mean Samson, me, and John, have been in discussion for several weeks. So now we are able to. Can you see the general architecture of our? Yeah, is it visible?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can see here, it's embeddable editor at the clinic. So I will present to you how we install it in locally and what it looks like. So if you can see, this is the embeddable editor where we put our own OPD register for Ethiopia. This form was generated using the CEDAR template designer, which we had training last Friday, how to create the templates and how to prepare them. So I would like to start from the creating templates and bringing them locally into our embeddable editor. So if you have any, if you had the opportunity to see the CEDAR system, the CEDAR system looks like this, and it allows you to create templates, elements, and fields, which are the artifacts of the CEDAR system. So we created our OPD registry form for Ethiopia here in this case. So here the OPD registry looks like this. It contains different elements, which contains each section of the OPD. So the template looks like this, and this is the instance where we are able to enter each field, data to each field. So the CEDAR template designer produce the template as well as the instance. So what we do is we take the template JSON file as well as the template, the instance JSON linked data from the CEDAR system to our local system like this. We prepare the template and metadata like this. So the JSON schema is representing the JSON file of the template, and JSON linked data is we call it as metadata of our template. So we bring these two files to our local editable embeddable editor, where we can display the template we created in the CEDAR system locally. So the template and metadata in the embeddable editor is set up like this. So this one is Angular application for developers server, which contains the installation of the embeddable editor. And this one is the local server where we put our sample templates, where the embeddable editor can refer to and display to the users. So doing this, we set up the OPD register for Ethiopia, so we can put any form which is created by anyone if we got the access to both files, for the template.json and the metadata.json. If we have the access for this, we can put any form or any template created anywhere. So we can bring those two files and put them into our system, and we can display them like this one in the embeddable editor. However, doing this, we had some issues in the embeddable editor. One of them is some of the CEDAR files not working in the locally, which are multiple choice, checkbox, and date time were not working. So we have discussions with John, and there are some approach we could do to solve these issues. The other issue is with the embeddable editor, which supposed to be on the CEDAR component distribution. However, it was not working. So we tried to bring the JavaScript to the CEDAR here, to the Angular application, and it works. However, we need to dig deeper why it's not working the way it was supposed to work. So for the time being, we got a simple solution for that. So we need further discussion with John as well. So what next? Next, we need to set up the repository locally. For example, we need to have Allegro as triple store or MongoDB locally, and we need to set up the communication between the embeddable editor and the local repository. The second one is we need to expose API. We need to expose the API so that the other components can communicate with the local repository like this. For example, here, this is the overall system. We have the embeddable editor. The embeddable editor needs to communicate with the repository, and the repository, the data which is stored in the repository need to go to the dashboard or the CEDAR data point or the VODAN Africa dashboard. So these are not yet built, but we have discussions with John and Professor yesterday, and we will figure it out how to expose the APIs so that we can access the repository, the data, and display it on either in dashboard or push it into DHIS2. So this is all we have, and we had list of activities. This is not necessary, I think, but the overall activity we had so far is like this. Thank you very much, Prof. If you have any question, you can forward it.
That is very excellent, Gato. What a good presentation also. Let me see if there are any questions. I will also look at the chat in the meantime. And I have, Ketu, I have two questions which I think I can better ask right now than later on.
Okay.
And this is of our own making. But I'm thinking that we should call the first template of provenance of the facility that produces data. In later versions, I have called that template 0. So that then you have template 0, which is the ID documentation of the provenance. And that means that then you have template 1, 2, 3, N on all the patient different data formats that the clinic may use, but template 0 always remains the same.
I am aware of that, Prof. You mentioned it yesterday, I think. So this is just for the presentation. I couldn't get the latest architecture. That's why I used this one.
No problem, but I just wanted to mention it also for Obina and others. It's kind of on the communications, but we communicate a structure as much as anything. So I think it will be clearer that way.
Yes.
And then in the same vein, again, this is something that we have started to talk about it that way, but I am thinking that we should correct ourselves. And that is that we have from the beginning, we have talked about machine readable data as metadata. And I don't know if Francesca is hearing this and Sakinat, and I don't know if others have a view on it. But I think it's confusing because in science, we usually use metadata as data about the data. Like for instance, in Tunisia, they explain very well what is in each of the data that they are presenting from their research. That is metadata normally. So I've been thinking, this has been bothering me for a long time, because I think that in VODAN, Africa and Asia, we need machine readable data and metadata, which Mariam did very well in her template on Uganda. She created a template that had machine readable data, and then it had metadata, which were the instructions of the Ministry of Health of Uganda in terms of what that particular element meant. And that, in my view, is the correct word of metadata. So I'm thinking, I know that in GoFair, they're still using metadata as machine readable data because they call it metadata for machines workshop. But I'm thinking, since we are ahead of the game and really setting a pace in our VODAN Africa and Asia, should we not consider changing this to machine readable data and then reserve metadata for explanations on the data that help interpret the data?
Yeah, I think this is a good initiation. I think, Samson and I were discussing about the name metadata, because if you remember in this we use data and machine readable. So even in the OPD, for example, in this form, we populate or enter data directly, not metadata. So we were about to ask John why we are still calling it metadata, or in our case, we need to in fact, the JSON linked data is machine readable data. So we need to call it machine readable data in our case, I think.
Yeah. I see that Thea also makes a good comment in the chat. Is there any objection to it?
No, I completely agree with you. I think metadata should be both human and machine readable. Human readable in text form, human text form, alphabet form, and machine readable depending on the ontology that you use for purposes of annotating the data.
Yeah.
The problem then would be choosing the ontology to annotate with or to semantically enrich, because there's no ontology that is comprehensive enough. So you might need to use more than one ontology. Good luck on that, on finding the ontology that suits the purpose.
Correct, but that's another problem, but that is very correct, Thea. So, okay, Obina, would it be possible to request that you, and possibly together with Thea, and with a review of Gato also, I think it would be good if we had a VODAN Africa and Asia community a word list. Template 0 is one. So machine readable data would be one. Metadata would be one. We could have a number of terms that we regularly use and which we want to, and then we can also use that for the special issue. Then I'm going to ask Susan to check all of the articles on the special issue on the same, and we can even publish it there as a VODAN Africa and Asia, how do you call that? Dictionary. Obina, would it be possible for you to do that? Is Obina there?
Yeah, I think it's possible. Yeah, it is possible.
Yeah.
So I have to work with Stan Ghetto on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And Thea, if you can then also take other terms, such as element, ontology, I mean, terms that we use regularly, incidents, etc., so that once we also go to the clinics and we use these terms, that we have a sort of a reference of what it means and which are really technical terms and which are terms that are relevant for the users in the health facilities. And then we can publish that in the special issue. Thea, can you lead on that with Obina?
Can I lead? I would love to. Question is deadlines, because if it's something you'd like done soon, right now I'm really tight. But if it's something that has a bit of time, then yeah, I can take that on.
No, I think it has a bit of time. In fact, what would be nice, Thea, is if you come back here with your idea of what terms to. I would start with the most important ones, the ones where we are saying this has always been used in this way, but we want to change it. Begin with those so that we get used to that. And if you bring them back here, because we're also training ourselves on the use of that language, and then we just proceed from there. So just play it by ear.
So basically find out the common data elements. Is that what you're suggesting?
No, take the terms, the terminology, like now we have identified a few, take those, define them, discuss it with Obina and Getu, and report back here on that. And then regularly you can come back here and report on it.
All right, on it.
Yeah, good.
Yes.
And I had one more such thing, Getu. Can I look at your slides again, because I forgot my last point. Yeah, thanks. Oh yeah, it's a very small point, but it is important when we go to the clinics. The DHIS is not the DHIS for everywhere. Sometimes it is a different information system. So can we make that into a non-specific term, such as, you know, HIS, health information system, or something that would cover any information systems?
It is possible, yeah.
I think it's HMIS in general. The broad term for it, I think, is HMIS.
Yeah, HMIS, yeah. And that's then also a term for Thea to include, HMIS, that's correct. Okay, good. Then Getu or Samson, there was also a discussion that we had yesterday on the location of the repositories, both in residence and in server. I don't think we need to have a detailed discussion on it, but maybe as a report back so that people get an idea also about the budgets for the coordinators. In the budgets, basically, all of this has been sent to the coordinators, and we have budget there for computers and servers, but not servers, of course, for every health facility, because we have too many. So the architecture on that, Samson, do you want to speak on that?
Yeah, sure, Prof. I think there was an issue also that was discussed. For instance, when you talk about OPD forms, there are lots of OPDs on even on the sites specified. Like when you outpatient department for pediatrics, outpatient department for maternal health, and others are going to cost us a lot in terms of follow-up and in terms of resources as well. So as far as Ethiopia is concerned, for instance, we are thinking of limiting it to maternal health, such as ANC follow-up and stuff like that, because at least it's going to be one OPD per site, because I think the main issue here is to be able to demonstrate a proof of concept, and adding or subtracting the number of OPDs is not going to compromise the quality of the work that we are going to do. So in light of that, we are planning to have one station per each clinic, and then we will have one which is going to be a fair data point that's going to be accessible from outside. I think this much is what I can say for now, but we are exploring. In fact, we are going to have a discussion tomorrow as well with John and the rest of the team to see what each application is going to require. So we're thinking to have a minimal system whereby each clinic is going to have one data at a point, and centrally one per country, and then we'll update it from there on. Thank you.
Yeah. And then the server, of course, with a specific host that is then owned by the clinic, that is only accessible and controllable by the clinic, but that serves as the repository for the FAIR data host. That was the discussion as far as we came yesterday, which means one server per country suffices, and different stations per clinic, at least one per clinic, for the template 1 to 3 maximum. Okay, good, excellent. Then I'm going to the group of Sakinat, Ezekiel, Getu, Samson, Mariam, Yilin, maybe I forget few. Sakinat, you have agreed that you will lead a group that will work on the development of a work pipeline for the data analytics. We were blown away last week by your presentation. So who could do that better than you? So Prof. Sakinat, would you like to speak to this?
Yes, Professor Miriam, thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another week of our VODAN meeting. I'm always looking forward to this meeting. And then I also want to thank you, Professor Miriam, for this initiative. The machine learning pipeline analytics, we have not actually met, but we are planning towards our first meeting, so that we try to probably list down some of the things that we will need and our direction, and what problem we are looking at, and what our contribution will be. We hope to give a concrete feedback by our next meeting, but we also need your presence, Professor Major, because you have this analytic way of looking at problems. Professor Francisca also, she has this quiet way of nudging people behind. And we also need maybe later Eric, because he was our first teacher and he kept leading us all through, and maybe John, but we'll give all this feedback when we have our first meeting. Then thank you so much.
Yes, you are entirely right, Prof. Sakinat, that you need, well, obviously Professor Francesca, but also John. John is on board. John had yesterday 2 contributions to your group. One is that there is an internal back-end system for analytics in CEDAR, because of course that is what it produces. And he would like to have a meeting with you and whoever you want to be there and his people to look at localizing that. So Gato and Samson should also be there, and that would then work together with the pipeline. So the pipeline needs to be there, but then what is available from the CEDAR, and that offers mechanisms for real-time updates. So the system also sees whenever an update has been made. And so then the dashboard would be updated. Well, you know, Yeleen is there for the work on the dashboards. On that, there was also a consideration by John on which I know you had Power BI as a suggestion, which I mentioned to him. And he also has suggestions, and I'm mentioning it here so that anybody else with specific experiences or suggestions can find you, Prof. So, and then you need possibly Eric in a later stage for the convergence with the science side, which will also require then Dr. Mariam to be part of that pipeline. But I think that is later on in the process. It's a bit early for that right now, right? So thank you for that. Then I stay with you, Professor Sakinat, with Misha on the special issue. We are here in the program now, a special issue. I'm trying to keep time. On the special issue, I can show the worksheet update, which is here.
Yes, Professor Misha will speak to the Google Sheet.
Sure, it's here.
Yeah. Okay.
Misha?
Am I supposed to present this?
Yes, Sakinat asked whether you present this, please.
Okay, I can do it. So as you might see, we have, Susan has sent us 2 articles back, which is Article 14 and Article 19, and both 17 and 18 are almost done, according to her. And we've also sent several new articles, 3 or so new articles to Susan, so they are expected to come back very soon. And yeah, we almost have 10 fully ready articles as well, which is good. Yeah, I think that's it.
Good. Are there any articles where you need feedback?
Well, it would be very helpful to know how far Article 33 and 34 are doing. I'm still rather vague on that. Yeah, those are the main concerns. A couple others as well, but I can't. Yeah.
Oh, I think these both relate to me. The one 34 is Yelin. Yelin, do you want to speak on the article?
Yes, sure, Professor Miriam. Yeah, because of some personnel change issue, I think I will probably be able to finish it within the coming 1 or 2 weeks.
Okay, fantastic.
And the other one, yeah, and the other one is Esther and me in now. What are you going to say in terms of a timeline?
So now I have 3 projects on VODAN.
Wow.
I want to do it. I think it's really important. But
I think it's a really cool project, yeah.
Yeah, but we also have a new article, which I think is not here yet, which is the comparison of all the HMIS systems in VODAN and SMART. So if we are short of time, we could link up with that group. The HMIS team, I think, is working. That is, I think, Samson and Getu and Hetjan and Reginald. There's a whole bunch of people working on it. And it's very important that we know it anyway for the minimal viable product. So if we want to keep it easier, we could maybe first of all link up with that team. What do you think?
I've already done a bit of study on FAIR and SMART and VODAN, and I'm not sure I want to switch over right now.
So we'll have 2.
Yeah, let's just first finish this one, and then I'll finish the FAIR equivalency in Kenya, and then start on the one we just talked right now about, finding the ontologies. Yeah. And then after that, we can add on to another one. But for now, just keep it as it is.
Okay, that means, Misha Sakinat, it means that the FAIR equivalency of Kenya needs to be added. And in now that one is really quite important, because I would prefer for the first special issue to publish all the articles on FAIR equivalency together. It will be a bit of a shame to have all of them and then have the FAIR equivalency in Kenya in another issue. So better that we combine it. So if you can prioritize that one.
Okay.
Then we have the one of SMART. So that one will come, Misha, but with a bit of a delay. And then the one on the HMIS is a separate article, and it is managed by Getjan van Stam, and there are many authors from the different countries. So that could be added, but that could be added for special issue 2.
Okay.
All right, and Misha, was there another, did you mention CUDA, or that's already resolved?
That's fine. I think I'll call Kuda in the week.
Okay. Kuda, there's a question.
That's all right.
Yeah, about update. So if you can respond to Misha in WhatsApp or something, then that will be helpful for the planning now of the special issues, because we are really starting to have enough for the first special issue. So our priority areas for the first special issue, we will focus on that with Sakinat and Misha to get that done.
I have a question.
Yeah.
When should we have finalized the manuscripts for the first special issue? By when?
ASAP, because since we are almost having 10 ready to go, it would be a shame for authors to wait. But of course, you have come on board later, so there's also, we understand. But in a reasonable timeline, that would be good, yeah. And meanwhile, at some point when we have done the work on the vocabulary, the key vocabulary points, we can ask Susan to go one more time through all of it, and then we can already start sending them to Fengong, and then we can send yours latest. So if you can do these 2 things in parallel, prioritizing that article on Kenya and beginning to do the work on the vocabulary, where then Susan needs to follow up in the editing work.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that all? I need to go to another meeting.
I think so. Sakinat, are you happy? I have your hand raised, Sakinat.
Yes, Prof. Just, this is informal. I think Ezekiel and some team members want to submit a data article, and they are going to do that very soon. I've seen the article, and they're just putting some final touches to it. This is just an informal information.
Okay, so if you, Misha, can update that overview with all the new articles, mostly for the special issue 2, then that would be fantastic. Good, and thanks for all the work being done. Excellent. Then let me quickly go to the last points. They won't take long. I know that time is pressing. On acquisition, I'll do the update. We did last week the one on the NUFIC training together with Dr. Jamal from East Africa University. That one is gone. We are working on 2 projects now. One is with Tunisia on the inclusion of science data in VODAN Africa and Asia. So that will also help in that architectural development that we need to do for the integration. And I'm working right now on a COVID and genomics program for the EU together with LUMC. Is a big project for the EU, and we have the leadership of the data management project. I've brought in VODAN Africa and Asia. They were also particularly interested in the focus on Africa and the link to Asia. So I think that we will succeed in getting it in. But today is King's Day in the Netherlands. So today nothing happens. We have our national day. But tomorrow I'll know more about it and keep everyone updated. Then communications. Obina, I want to ask to go through 1 or 2 things that have come in from GoFair as an update, but more importantly for the discussion here, San Diego Supercomputing Center has offered that we have a new series for 1 year VODAN Africa and Asia, where we could really link in with WHO Smart and other important advocacy objectives that we have as well. The question is whether you would be ready to be the point person for that, Obina, in which case then we could plan this series for June. There is a preference by VC, by Professor Francesca, to not wait until September, in which case then the only possibility really is June. Obina, is this, sorry to put you on the spot, but would this be a possibility for you?
Yeah, it will be possible.
Excellent. And then for everybody, as a general announcement, this will then also help to tie in with the health facilities and generate interest and enthusiasm. So I will confirm this with Christine from San Diego, and Obina and I will report back on it next week. And our main challenge is going to be to get a really, really exciting program. So any suggestions will be very welcome. And then for the very last moment, quick country updates. I know that Reginald has a very excellent country update. Please, Reginald.
Yes, thank you, Professor. We have been coordinating from the grassroots building upward, and today we managed to get the Nairobi Metropolitan Service Health Director, who is willing to support our initiative of CEDAR localization in clinics and hospitals within Nairobi County. That's what I would say, Professor. Tomorrow we have our own meeting here, look through the Friday presentation.
Excellent, really very good. And that together with Camry, really proud. Any other country coordinators who have updates?
Yes, Prof. I suggest Abdullah Kau to just chip in something for the Nigerian team, please. Abdullah Kau.
Oh, thank you very much, Dr. Ibrahim. And thank you, Professor Mayo. Can anyone hear me?
We do.
Oh, okay, great. Yes. So as mentioned yesterday, we have made contact with the health facilities, and we're making great progress on that ground. But we needed a letter from the Ministry of Health because based on our informal communications, they want to also be kind of protected to engage with us. So we need that to formalize engagement. And so we're hopeful that before the end of the week, we'll have an appointment and we will now have a formal introduction letter from the ministry to the facilities to engage the facilities more formally. Thank you.
Wonderful, excellent. Anyone else, Dean?
Yeah, thank you, Prof. Just an add-on.
Doctor, yeah.
Yeah, we have engaged also Dr. Raji, and currently, I think at this moment in time, is communicating with the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health. So just as Ablaika, who has submitted the letters with the ministries, it's ready from our own end, and we have localized the communication. Formally, we are also using all of the records we got from Prof. Francisca. So far, so good, I would say.
Thank you, Prof. That is very excellent. Thank you both for that update.
Yeah, yeah, Prof, thanks so much. It's me, Jamal from Somalia. Yeah, Prof, we had good and very good news from that we had. I have communicated with the Minister of Health. We agreed to just to make a one regional in one region instead of 3 regions. And I have updated what we have according to our meeting yesterday. I gave that information and the update, and we agreed that to use the district health officers, existing health officers to support the project. Also, we agreed to make one region which does not need for transportation, and and we can for us as coordinator for me to I can able to supervise without costing any transportation, and even my team can supervise. So we agreed that 20 health facilities. Right now we are reviewing the list of health facilities, and maybe tomorrow or after tomorrow I will make a clear official communication to the health facility. I will put to the CC, inshallah.
Excellent, wonderful, very good news, Jamal. Thanks for that work, wonderful. Araya, any update from the Ethiopian team?
I think Wandumo would have been the right person to update, but we have been discussing with Gato and Samson as well, because Samson and Gato are working on the technical aspect. So we were wondering if we can have one health facility in Maqala, especially if internet resumes, so that Samson and Gato can practice test at Maqala, although the implementation will be coordinated by Addis Ababa University.
That will be possible, Araya. There's no problem for that. That has been foreseen in the project.
Yeah.
Good, that is good news too. Any other updates from anywhere else? Zimbabwe, maybe?
Hello, good afternoon.
Vin, please.
Yes, sorry, I've been experiencing some challenges as far as network is concerned, but however, I finally managed to join. For Zimbabwe, the clearance letter for the Great Zimbabwe University Clinics is almost done. So soon we are likely to get the clearance, but we are still waiting for the clearance from the ministry. But I want to believe that by end of this week, it will be done. That's for Zimbabwe.
That is really also very good news. Really, thank you, Dean Burnett. That is really most excellent. Well, Tanzania, we have had an update from Francesca. We had meetings with them. They are all in good order. And Liberia is also fine. So I think that everything is very well in order. So then with that, I think that I just really would like to send again appreciation to everyone. This kind of a big and transformative project is just really only possible with everybody's contribution, and it has been a wonderful experience. So with that, I would like to say again, congratulations to everyone. I think we have done well. We should be very pleased with where we are. And we're now going into really a straight line to the deployment in September. So really, I would like to thank you so much, and so great to see so many here today. I look forward to the updates next week. And I would like to thank again Alia and Putu for preparing these very effective meetings every Tuesday, and for everybody else for attending. Putu, with this, I hand over to you. Thank you again, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks, Professor Miriam. Thanks everyone for your participation, and as always, the video recording of the webinar will be available this week in every channels such as website, Slack, OSF, and WhatsApp group. Thanks again for joining us, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.